Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel. It's another try to get ready with me. Where do I start with today's? Content warning. I guess, yeah, that's where we should start. Big content warning for this one for everything. Violence, threats, harassment, all sorts. This is gonna be kind of a heavy one, y'all. I have just gotten back from BMXNet, the Body Modification Conference in Berlin. It was amazing. By the time this video goes live, I'll have made like 1,000,001 posts about it on Instagram and TikTok and stuff for y'all to see about. Yeah, that was great. However, during BMXNet, an anonymous account started sending hate messages and harassment and leaving really cruel comments and messages on piercers' pages and in their DMs, and I was one of the people who was targeted, and I was targeted pretty severely. I ended up with with over 100 comments between my website, my Instagram, my TikTok, my Instagram DMs, and just kind of all over my social media. And it's rough. It's rough. The comments and the things that were being said are rough. It ranged from like, you're a bad piercer and your piercings suck. Why would you do this piercing? Like, why would you use this tool? Why would you use this jewelry? To like, you're a bad piercer and like a bad person and you should be ashamed of yourself. You just treat piercing like a pony show. Some of the comments were very incoherent and clearly showed that this person is like going through a mental health breakdown. One of the other piercers who was targeted got a bunch of comments of like, Donald Trump is my dad and piercing existed before McDonald's, so why are you doing this way? Just like very like incoherent, clearly mentally unwell comments. But they did also escalate to threats of violence and physical assault, sexual assault, encouragement of suicide, and targeting certain people's like known mental health issues. For example, I'm very open on all of my platforms about having an eating disorder and being in eating disorder recovery since I was very young and like struggling with an eating disorder. And a lot of the comments left on some of my pages were in regards to that. Things like, oh, you should go back to having an eating disorder, like you're getting fat, you've transitioned and made yourself so ugly. Just lots of really horrible stuff that I don't even want to repeat here or say here. And I don't even know if I could on YouTube because it's so graphic and so violent and so extreme. So yeah, I had to at like 1 a.m. in Berlin sit there on my phone and like screenshot and then delete all of these comments off of my page because like I don't want clients to see. Like, some of the comments were very disparaging towards clients' images that were posted on my page. That's so unacceptable. And I don't want to leave that up and have people engage with it or encourage it or anything. So, super stressful to deal with. And then, like, I thought maybe it was just me. And then I heard from another piercer at the event that they had gotten similar comments. We started talking. I found out that another piercer online had also gotten similar comments. I'm up to 4 people that I've spoken with that I know got comments from this anonymous account, and I think there's probably more. I'm still kind of like connecting people together to see what's been going on. Now, some of the good news is we did find the person responsible for it. They are a former piercer who is no longer working in the industry and was going back to school to pursue other avenues, who evidently went off of their medication and is having a mental health breakdown, which has led to them leaving these really inappropriate comments and harassing people like this. And I was able to figure out who it was and track down contact information for their family and get in touch with the family to do a wellness check. And the family was like, thank you for bringing this to our attention. Like, we're going to try and get them inpatient care and treatment, and we're super sorry that they are like doing this and treating you this way. Like, this is not acceptable, and like, we apologize sincerely. So I'm hoping that this person is able to receive, oh, girlfriend has thoughts about this. So I'm hoping this person is able to receive the care and treatment that they need and like get help at a facility and work through whatever's going on, and this does not escalate. I have encouraged other piercers to keep screenshots of these messages just in case treatment is not successful or something happens and things do escalate. Man, it's scary though. And it's like, I'm going to preface the next thing I'm going to say with the fact that I hate that these words are about to come out of my mouth. But this is one of those realities of having a larger platform. Girlfriend's coming to join us because she is demanding attention and to be a part of this process, I guess. It's one of those things that comes with having a larger platform and a larger presence online that I really, really hate. And I don't regret making content online. I don't regret you either, girlfriend. Sometimes I do, actually. At 2 a.m. when you were playing with your paper bag, I did. I don't regret. You wanted to come up here. You wanted to come on my lap. Now you want down? Okay. But then don't try and hop right back up. What the hell? Oh my god, I need to brush her. She's so shed. I don't regret making online content and having a platform and doing YouTube and doing my blog and doing Instagram and TikTok. I really still love it. I love getting to share education with people. I love getting to share piercing and this thing that I'm so passionate about with people. And every time someone comes up and thanks me that like my content was educational or helpful for them, you know, it's all worth it. But there is a side to having a platform and putting yourself out there on the internet that sucks and is scary and is overwhelming. And in moments like this, when I'm sitting alone in a hotel room in Berlin reading comment after comment going after my mental health and my eating disorder and my skills as a piercer and the things that I'm passionate about and I love, and sometimes scary violent threats, it's hard. There is a huge part of me that is like, if I didn't have a platform, if I didn't make content, if I didn't do all this, I mean, like, I probably wouldn't be sitting in Berlin at like a cool conference with all of my friends getting to like do cool suspensions and teach classes, but I also wouldn't be deleting like hundreds of very targeted, horrible comments and like having to sit here and screenshot them and read them and delete them and like sit with all of that. And it sucks. And the other piercers who were targeted are also people who have larger platforms or who are teachers in the industry, and like presenters in the industry, or people who like put themselves out there in the industry, basically. And so it's this like absolute shitty feeling that like this is the other side of putting ourselves out here, right? Like on one side we have this awesome platform, we get to share the work that we do, you know, it brings us business, it's enjoyable doing it, we get to give back to the community, all sorts of positives. And on the other side, it's horrifying threats and being targeted by random people on the internet, and it's scary. And it's isolating, and it's really hard to deal with. And I don't know that the human mind was wired to deal with having to see this many comments or receive this kind of feedback and just like go about our day, you know? it's hard. It's super hard. Like, I just got back from BMX. I'm getting ready. I have to go to work today. I have clients who are like traveling to see me and important appointments today that I really don't want to miss. But I had to call my studio and be like, hey, we need to put a block off on my schedule. Like, what's booked is booked and I'm going to handle it, but I don't want to take any services past this because I'm just like not in a mentally great place today, and it's going to take everything I have to rally for the appointments that I do have. And can I have like extra time on my lunch break and extra support from my coworkers to deal with this and to get through this and to show up for my clients the way that I want to show up for them, to give them the version of Lynn that they deserve while I'm like dealing with all of this in the background. And like I prefaced earlier, like, I hate that these words are even coming out of my mouth. Like, I don't think it is acceptable that we live in a world where it's like, oh, if you want to have a platform and like share things that you love and what you do, that just kind of inherently comes with maybe getting crazy hate messages and death threats and threats of violence. And if you decide to be like transparent about things like mental illness or gender identity on the internet, you can expect to get attacked for it viciously sometimes, from people like this. And it shouldn't be that way. Obviously, like, people should be able to just make content and share what they love and do what they love and not have to worry about this and not have to deal with this and not have this be just like a thing that is normalized. But, you know, I'm super pragmatic, and that's not the world that we live in. Like, a consequence of creating content and making a name for yourself online is that you're putting yourself out there to end up in these situations. And I have, like, chosen the path that has brought me here. So I'm not making this video as, like, a poor me. I have, like, whatever, 60,000 followers, and people are mean to me on the internet. I understand that this is, like, a risk of having this platform. But that understanding doesn't really make it feel all that much better. When you're reading like message 57 out of 100 saying just the most horrific, atrocious things about you that you could imagine, doesn't really make that any more comfortable. Doesn't really make that feel any more bearable or an easy burden to lift. I don't know, I decided to sit down and come on here and make a video about this for two reasons. One, honestly, like, this is helping, you know? These Chatty Get Ready With Me's started as like I was always a fan of watching Chatty Get Ready With Me's on YouTube, and I really like doing makeup, and it seemed like a enjoyable way and an easy way for me to make some more casual and informal content for my channel when I was trying to come up with what content and videos I wanted to make. And I very quickly fell in love with making these because it feels like I'm just sitting down and hanging out with some friends and some peers and some colleagues, and there's like a vulnerability and a safety in these videos that I really enjoy. And if I'm being so honest, like, sitting down and talking through this, even though I'm just like sitting in my bathroom talking to a camera with girlfriend, is helping. It's helping to talk through this and get some of my thoughts and feelings and emotions out. So thank you all for being here for me. I feel like a lot of my Chatty Get Readies with me recently have been kind of heavier, and I appreciate having the space to talk about some of these really complex and difficult things. So it really does help me on like a personal level, so thank you. But also just to like make people aware. You know, we're encouraging the next generation of piercers to get out there and live their lives and be successful and do things like have a platform and be on social media and do this stuff. And if we're gonna do that, if I'm gonna do that, I feel like I have to be honest about the pros and the cons of having a platform and creating content and everything that comes along with it. The good stuff, of which there is for sure plenty, but also the bad stuff, like when you wake up inundated with a shit ton of hate messages and find out that a former piercer is having a schizophrenic mental health breakdown and yourself and some of your closest peers are being targeted by this person, and now everyone gets to deal with that. And that the price you pay for being vulnerable on the internet is that people will know your vulnerabilities and be able to target that if they decide to be mean or cruel or hurtful. And that's something that you have to deal with as the double-edged sword of putting yourself out there and being honest about this. I really sincerely hope this person like gets the help that they so clearly need and gets back on medication or gets the support that they need, or gets whatever it is that they're looking for. And I don't harbor any ill will towards this person. Clearly they are mentally unwell and having a problem. Doesn't make their words hurt any less, however. So yeah, that is how my day is going. That is what is going on right now in life for me. And it's the not super fun, super glamorous side of being on the internet and having a platform and putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. So yeah, it is super early. I woke up super early. I couldn't sleep. Those PTSD nightmares are a bitch when you're dealing with a situation like this. But I'm going to go sit and meditate and then take myself to a little coffee shop and have a little snack and just really get my brain in the mental state to go to work today and show up for my clients and be the best piercer that I can be and make sure that my work is at the level that I want it to be at, and my mind. My poor GoPro battery died. This is what I get for just deciding to spontaneously film and not like check all of my equipment since I just got back from a really long trip and make sure that everything, including the backup batteries, are fully charged. So we're finishing this really quick on my phone. But yeah, thanks for sitting down and, oh my God, I've got, ignore the face wash stains on this rope. You know, is it even me if it isn't a chaotic, emotionally charged try to get ready with me? Let's be for real. Whose channel are we on? No, thank you for sitting down and hanging out and being a safe space for me to talk about these difficult things. And honestly, sitting down and filming this really helped. Like, I do feel a weight off of myself mentally, and I feel really ready to go. Like, I'm gonna read my book for a little bit, and I'm gonna go into work early, and I'm gonna deep clean my piercing room before the day starts, and just kind of like sink into my piercer self, and just get ready to show up and kill it today and do a great job for all of my clients. And yeah, thanks so much, and I will see y'all in the next one.